Over here, Amy. What is it?
Amy wants touch, stroke.
I don't understand it. Sign it again.
Pat.
Oh, sure. Peter, pat Amy? No. What?
Hey, I think she wants a touch head. Touch head. Pat eye. Amy wants Patsy. Oh, Patsy.
Yeah, there we go.
Patsy.
Patsy.
What's Patsy? I don't understand.
She's getting tired.
Patsy. Hey, they don't always understand me either.
This is Skipper Albert AWOL, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DBC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to AWOL airwaves on the DBC.
You sure you're up for this?
Just drive the boat, Skippy.
This Friday, she's determined.
Allow me to manage my own safety.
Disney's Jungle Cruise.
Would you say that was The Mummy Returns or
No.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor?
Well, it was better. It was better than Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, but as an avid Mummy fan, that was no Mummy.
It was not even directed by Stephen Sommers, so I don't blame you.
No, I mean, when I saw the trailer for it, my sister and I, we were like, "Oh, that has Mummy vibes." And so I was looking forward to watching this, and I'm like, "Oh."
Oh. It's a... You sound like a deflated...
I'll just keep going if you make me laugh.
You think that's bad? Show me the laughing gas scene from Leaf Weapon 4, and I will be on the ground dying of laughter. Don't even quote a line from that scene.
Like, this wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Did you go on the ride this is based off of?
No.
There are parts where I can see where it's connected to that. Like the like the temple, for example. There's some spots where it is from there. The stuff with the snakes was part of that at one section. It's probably changed by now because I know one of the characters is not on the ride anymore, and that's Trader Sam.
Yeah.
Because on the ride, Trader Sam was a South African headhunter.
Oh. For children.
Yeah, then things changed and they removed that character a couple of months ago. Well, that and also because new movie. I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, too, this was filmed 3 years ago. It was supposed to come out last year. That did not happen for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So now we have it, and it's... Yeah.
I mean, they probably were like, "Oh, well, Pirates of the Caribbean, that was a great movie franchise."
I was thinking the same thing, too!
So they were like, "Let's do another one based off of a ride. We'll do it, the Jungle Cruise." And it's like, but you fell flat. I mean, again, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. And
this made me nostalgic for Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad when you're more fascinated by the audience than you are with the movie. Like about 25 minutes in, I'm listening really close to this kid behind me. He's like, "I spilled my popcorn. Oh, I spilled my popcorn. I spilled my popcorn." Like the popcorn spilt everywhere. I wanted to literally look back and just see what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm actually more fascinated by this spilled popcorn. Make a movie out of that.
And a movie is too predictable and boring when you can physically feel your eyes starting to glaze over halfway through the movie. And the movie felt like it was going on and on. It's like, end.
I'm so glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, it wasn't even technically that long of a movie, but it just felt long.
It
was so predictable.
Like, seriously, even when it got to the twist, I started to wake up a little bit.
Well,
But even then...
Yeah, well, I knew he wasn't going to die.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry, did I say that?
Oh, who's going to see this thing anyway? Like...
I mean, I guess it's a movie you can bring your kids to.
I think they'd be fine with it, but when I was young, I really loved the jungle adventure movies. That's a genre I greatly miss. Yeah. But at the same time, there's so much I could easily recommend.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd rather put on King Solomon's Mines, as batshit insane as that movie is. I'd rather be watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, you have this Indiana Jones knockoff based off of a book. The opening scene, they're trying to get this artifact from some shopkeeper, and they keep like destroying his store, and his cries of "my door, my window, my table." You'd love it. At one point, he like throws a stick of dynamite. The Alan Cormier character, the Indiana Jones role, he throws a stick of dynamite, and the shopkeeper's like, "You." He tries to like grab at it and stuff, and he finally climbs to the top, and he grabs a stick of dynamite, and he proudly yells, "I've got it!" Boom! He explodes and dies. That is more interesting than what we just saw. Oh. There we go.
Jesus Christ, slow down.
Another thing that was more interesting in the movie.
Yeah, the truck that's driving like a maniac through the parking lot.
Like
the actors had good chemistry.
Yeah.
And I do like The Rock. He's a good actor.
Was that Emily Blunt?
Yes, that was Emily Blunt.
Just want to make sure I didn't cross my wires there. The Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, they were fine when they were like going back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
When he was like backstabbing them, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But there's only so many times you can do that. The stuff with her brother, whose actor's name escapes me, he was a little tedious up until like midway when he had like that coming out scene.
Which was Disney's, hey, our first gay character 10 times in a row.
Yeah, you said that with LeFou. You said that with the fashion designer from Cruella, which came out this year. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. Cruella, as batshit insane as that movie is, I'd rather be watching that than this. Like, it's not good, don't get me wrong, but at least on levels of entertainment, I can't believe I'm going to say this, that was more lively than this.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch Cruella, but I'll take your word that it was more entertaining than this.
Don't get me wrong, it's not good, but this was just... This is a jungle adventure film. You're going through to get to this MacGuffin, which is quintessentially, you have something called Tears of the Moon, which are these magical flower petals that I guess bring people back to life. You're going to point something out, aren't you?
Yes, the moon phases were so backwards in this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I didn't care. I just wanted to get this movie over with.
I'm into astronomy. And when they first show the moon, there's like, oh, the moon is closing in on its phase. It's a waxing crescent. And then the next time they show the moon, it is wait. It's like, wrong phase. You should have shown it the other way.
If logic is out the window, so is editing and continuity. Did you feel the editing was off in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, there's a scene where she has this camera, they cut back and forth on these close-up shots, like her fooling around and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess it's supposed to be funny when they cut to the point of view of the camera and you see, like, that stock weird footage and stuff. Okay, you're going to rag on about the moon. I'm going to rag on about this.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be set in, like, the 1910s, I think?
Yeah, and the cameras wouldn't work like that. It wouldn't be I can instantly play it back. It's like, no.
No. And here's another one to twist the knife a little more. That's nitrate film stock. Nitrate film stock. We didn't get better film stock until like the 40s or the 50s.
Yeah.
Stuff like that is going to burn.
Yeah.
That boat would not make it to its destination in a day.
No.
If that film stock was mishandled, that would go up in flames faster than kindling. And I feel like it blew its load so much. It was way too lively in the first half, so when they actually do get to the journey, it slows to a creep.
Yeah. And like the antics in the beginning with her walking on the ladder.
Yep.
It's like, no. That was so like, that would not work. I'm just gonna walk with the ladder. It's like, no.
No. I gave that a slight pass. It's like, okay, you're playing with physics. It's trying to be like this Indiana Jones-esque film for families, but even Indiana Jones had more logic and sense to some of the stunts and a lot of the situations.
Yeah, I'd say midway, like you were saying, with it being at a crawl, it really dragged.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, get on with the plot, get on with the plot. Oh my god, are we still on this? Get on with it.
And then even when it does something interesting, like the jungle zombies, I don't care. I'm just going to call them jungle zombies because that's what it pretty much is. There's one made of snakes, one made of bees. There's a water one. All right, fine.
And then the vine guy.
Oh yeah, the tree vines. All right, we'll do this. Jungle zombies. all right, fine. Nothing. They're just one scene, and then near the climax, and that's it.
Yeah, because then
That's just it.
at first I thought the movie forgot all about them. It's like, okay, when are they going to come back? And then the end of the movie, oh, there they are.
It was so confusing too, because even the villain, the actor's name escapes me, the German guy or whatever. I'm not gonna question how a submarine can survive in shallow
Yeah,
water.
and how did he get there so quickly?
Science.
It's like that didn't make any sense. I just had flashes of The Emperor's New Groove where it's like, how did you get here? Well, according to this makes like no sense, so we don't know. That's literally what was going through my mind when the submarine got there. I'm like, how? And how did they not notice it when they were still underwater?
I will give that a small inkling of a pass, but at the same time, I don't care. I just seriously don't care. If I was suffering, I'm glad you were suffering.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Because I'm not alone.
Okay, I'll take it as that.
I'd rather watch Congo. I'd rather
watch Space Jam 2 again, to be frank.
Yeah.
Because that was, I mean, at least that was entertaining.
Predictable, yeah.
It was predictable,
Yeah.
but at least I didn't feel like my eyes were glazing over halfway through the movie. Like, this was just so boring.
Seriously, it's kind of sad when everything outside of the movie is more interesting. Hell, I'm in the bathroom and there are these two young guys that are in the stall. It sounds like they're smuggling Twizzlers or something.
Yeah.
Like, do you think they've seen us under? And then, I wish you were in the restroom. This happened when we were leaving. The ticket lady started following them, like she knew they were up to something.
Oh, jeez.
I want to see where that went.
Well,
Again,
in
makes
my-
better movie than this.
In my bathroom, they had out of order signs with a dancing triangle. It's like, oh, you could
Yeah.
have been more creative and had it be a dancing turd, but maybe parents would have been offended if their kids saw
Yeah.
that. I don't know. It was like, wow, that poster, though, is still more entertaining than the movie I just watched.
Yeah. Screw it, let's spoil it. So, the big twist is that The Rock is actually an 800-year-old conquistador.
400.
Sorry, 400.
Okay.
You were paying attention?
Yes. He was 400.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, 400-year-old conquistador prince whose father was an explorer going into the jungle to get the petals and stuff, and they get resurrected by this... it's set in South America, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It wasn't his father. It was his adopted brother.
Brother was betraying them.
Yeah, he wanted the petals because his daughter was dying, and they get they almost die in the jungle, but this tribe saves them, and then the brother, instead of being grateful, was like, I'm being impatient, so I'm going to kill you all because you won't give me what you want.
Because
And so-
colonialists.
Yes, and then The Rock tries to stop him from killing the girl, and then he tries to kill The Rock, and he's like, the stab wound is greater from the brother or something like that. So the tribesman who's cursing them, you'd think he would spare The Rock, seeing The Rock try to stop his maniac brother from doing this. He's like, no, I'm going to curse you too. So The Rock is pretty much...
He's Billy Binks from Hocus Pocus,
Yeah.
minus the cat. It would be more interesting if he was a jungle cat going... Wouldn't that be more interesting? Just
Yeah, that would
the
have been.
Cursed Brothers, and he's like this big talking
Yeah.
jaguar. That would have been more unique than him just on a river boat or whatever. It's like there's seeds of ideas here, but they're
Yeah.
not executed so well.
Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, they didn't put much thought into this movie.
Mm.
And then the fact that they, the bad guy, the zombie people still wanted the pedal because, we can reverse the curse. It's like, well,
How?
How
You're
exactly?
gonna get mortal, by the way.
yeah. And it's like, and your daughter at this point is well past dead. It's been 400 years.
Revenge for cursing us. How? You did this to yourselves,
Yeah,
you morons.
Yeah, you did this to yourselves. Your brother was just trying to stop you from being a murderer. Yeah, I mean, and then it had the predictable happy ending. We think The Rock he sacrifices himself and he turns into stone with the rest of them. So she puts the pedal in his mouth and then nothing happens and she's all sad face and the cat's all sad face and they all go walk off. And then at the last minute he starts glowing and it's like, oh, happy ending. It's
Because
like
consequences
predictable.
are icky.
Yeah. And at first he was suicidal, but now he wants to live. I'm sorry, but if I was
sacrificial, but
yeah,
still.
if I was alive for 400 years, I
yeah.
would want to die. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been alive
I've
long
seen
enough.
the world. I've
Yeah.
lived long enough.
We have seen the world and seen its wonders and its shit, so I want to die, please.
Oh, there's no place like Jungle Cruise.
No, there's no movie like Jungle Cruise. Don't watch it.
You were young. You had better films.
If you're gonna watch it, at least watch it if you're high or drunk, because maybe it'll be more entertaining then.
That or Cats. I never seen a single frame outside of one of the less watches, but it's like...
I've seen reviews of it. It looks like a trip, let's put it that way. And even that would probably be more entertaining than Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. There's so many movies I'd rather watch than this. And even at first, when they're trying to like be in-jokey and reference the ride, like the skipper's bad puns and some of the things like the fake hippo and stuff.
Yeah.
Even that was just so lazy. You can tell if you're gonna have a good time when you just hear the audience. And you know what? It was not that packed of a house, but to those who were chuckling at the dumb jokes, oh, here's the eighth wonder, the backside of water. All right. You're laughing at it. Fine. I won't question your sanity. Maybe you got paid to do it by some critic.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of scenes that I did get a chuckle out of, but most of the time I'm just watching it like,
Do something.
Is this supposed to be funny?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the ride itself, I don't think is that popular. But okay, if you're gonna take something that is least popular, do something different with it. The closest one I can think of that semi-worked was Country Bears.
Yeah.
Not great, but at least they did something with it.
Yeah.
Like, it was the predictable Blues Brothers road trip, we're gonna get the band back together movie. But you know what? They had fun. There was effort put into it. It's done better than this.
Yeah.
At least I can look back in nostalgia and be like, I'm not a country fan, but you know what? They did something with that.
Yeah.
It had Christopher Walken, and he was not wasted.
Yeah, he's always entertaining.
And at least there were funny jokes, like the scene when the dad is like whacking the son for hinting how Ailey Joel Osment Bear was adopted. All right, fine, I'll take that. This was just, if you're gonna take this and make it interesting, make it fun.
Yeah.
This,
It just felt like a cash grab to me.
It was. It felt like we need another Pirates of the Caribbean.
It was no pirates.
No.
It's like the original Pirates of the Caribbean was like lightning in a bottle.
There's even strands of DNA in this when you really think about it. The zombie creatures, the fact that they're trying to reverse the curse, but it's so lazily done because they're just taking the script, erasing it, and saying, okay, instead of the pirate island, let's have that little settlement out in the jungle with the bar and everything. If the movie was more like that, I would have been fine. And it does seem like at times it does have that constant action-paced tone, but then it slolls to a creek when we're talking about characters and plot and describing plot points.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets so dull to a creek. And it doesn't do anything interesting with that either.
No. Like, you have the whole, I hate you, and then he does the sacrificial thing and she's all like googly-eyed, like, oh no.
I would have given at least some respect if they just left him there.
Yeah.
And the movie just ended with them going back to London with the pedals or something, or, I don't know, she becomes the next skipper and stuff. Anything except that sappy, cliched, oh no, we're going to save you because you saved our life. And the freaking tree gives them the extra bonus life mushroom petals because why not?
Okay, this is the last chance. Ha-ha! Guess what? The moon showed up and ha-ha! Another petal, so ha-ha! Defeated the purpose of the original moon-setting scene!
I'm not a big fan of At World's End, but I'll say that had more balls than this.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on saying this. Pirates of the Caribbean 3. I'd rather be watching that than this.
Yeah, I actually liked Pirates 3. Pirates 4, not so much, but even Pirates 4 was better than this.
The 3 has pacing issues.
Yeah.
But,
I felt like Jack was more like Jack in that movie. Like, he felt more like first movie Jack.
Mm-hmm, with schizophrenia and multiple Jacks, like Chicken Jack and Loving Goat Jack.
Yeah, and I like the chemistry between him and Penelope Cruz in that movie.
Ooh, Mike Peanut.
What?
Because it was more interesting than the movie we just saw.
Oh, I thought you... Okay, never mind.
Because of the peanut gag and the third.
Oh, okay, sorry. That went right over my head.
Yeah, don't see this. Go watch King Solomon's Mines. Go see Congo. Any
Yeah.
other jungle adventure movie that's better than this.
Yeah, like...
I
It was not good.
You were suckered into this movie because you thought it was going to be just like The Mummy. You want to know something? I was suckered in because the trailers looked average until one particular trailer they had played Clearwater... bear with me here, tongue twisted. Clearwater Creedence Revival's Run Through the Jungle. I love CCR. I love that band. They did Fortunate Son and It Ain't Me, I Ain't No Fortunate One.
Okay.
They did that song. Anything by CCR, glued. And the latest trailer they had was them playing Run Through the Jungle by CCR. Run through the jungle, you better run through the jungle. I'm like, okay, fine. This movie better be good when it's so desperate to use CCR for its marketing. I got a major strike against this movie. They wasted CCR. I can see why they didn't use Skipper Dan by Weird Al,
Yeah.
being a period piece movie.
Yeah, it's... I would not...
No.
I mean, again, it wasn't technically bad, but...
Jungle Book. I'd rather be watching that.
I haven't seen that one yet. I
Which-
heard it was good.
The Stephen Sommers movie.
The most recent
Oh, the
one.
John Favreau. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Again, I'd rather be watching that.
Yeah. And I saw the other Jungle Book, the one that was done by the Mummy people.
Oh, yeah, 1980.
It was very dark, but it was very good.
It's goofy, but it has its entertaining moments.
But this was no. I would not watch this again.
Neither would I. In regards to trailers for better movies, I know we came in late, but we had Free Guy, which has Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and
Which-
that looks entertaining.
It looks fun. Him being this secondary computer character that's trying to take over this game. That looks kind of fun. And then afterwards, I had to go to the restroom, but I knew they were playing this one. I'm probably going to mispronounce this. I do apologize. Shang-Chi and the Ten
Yeah, that one looks interesting.
My mother's more interested in that one than I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one that I'm really interested in, but it does look entertaining. And again, not Jungle Cruise.
No, not Jungle Cruise. Like, I'm going to be dead honest. I know you're majorly into the Marvel movies. I like Marvel fine.
Yeah.
I'm not like a diehard enthusiast. I like it just fine. But after Infinity Wars and Endgame, I really got burnt out. So I'm kind of in this point where it's like, I'm kind of shifting here and there.
Yeah.
just
Like, I
deciding.
haven't seen all of them, but
I know you still haven't seen the Ant-Man movies.
I don't think I ever will. I'm not a big fan of his character.
The first one's good. It's like a heist movie. Just
Yeah.
skip the second one.
Yeah.
Just stick with first one. Don't see Ant-Man the Wasp. It's too much of a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, but with the Marvel films, they were good for quite a long streak. But then after just trying to connect the dots and like trying to remind myself of this information, it's like, I need a break from all this. So it's like, do I really need to see every single one? So I'm kind of just picking apart here and there. No, not my mother. She sees this trailer and she starts doing like kung fu moves and stuff. And she's like, oh, this is just like Iron Fist. I want to see it just for that. And she's like all hyped as hell. And I'm like, good for you. Good for you, Mom.
I mean, it does look good. And after watching Jungle Movie, it's
no
like...
denied.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go to see a movie, we don't want it to be bad.
No.
We don't want it to be bad. If it's going to be bad, make it entertaining.
Yeah,
bad.
but when it's like boring bad, like on
yeah.
paper this wasn't a bad movie, but it was. It's kind of one of those weird, like it's
soul draining.
Yeah,
bad.
like a movie that bores you is bad.
Yeah.
And this was really boring. Like, this shouldn't have been boring, and it was boring.
No, I'd rather be entertained by something otherworldly bad than something this frustratingly bad when it has all these ideas flung to a wall and it's just doing nothing at it. Hell, even the pet Jungle Cat. They don't do much with that. I mean, for a couple of cute gags. Like, oh, we're going to have everyone vomit because they just went over a bunch of rapids, and we're going to have this joke where his pet jungle cat drinks some wine and then vomits on his shoes because comedy. It would be more funny if they did a Pink Elephant scene with that thing. Like, he's just guzzling down on the wine. He's like, elephants, pink elephants,
Yeah, because all they did was just have him puke. It's like, oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Just the thing I want to see when I'm eating popcorn. Although it's still not as bad as Piranha 3D.
Even though there were piranhas in this movie.
Yeah, but you know what I meant.
I know.
That scene from.
I know. They ate my dinghy. They ate my dinghy. Here it is in 3D. Ugh, I regret everything.
3D lady puking in my face. It's like lovely.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I remember 3D dingus, but I forgot about 3D puke.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Anything but Piranha 3D. I don't want to rewatch Piranha 3D. That movie was crap.
The only good thing about that was Christopher Lloyd, and he was barely in it.
But he lived.
Yes.
We'll give the film.
Well, in that one at least. I don't know if he lived in the other ones.
He did. They only made one sequel. It was bombed at the box office, but he lived.
Probably good.
I'll give it credit. If Christopher Lloyd survives a bad movie, you have 1/8 ounce of respect. Oh man, just anything but this.
Yeah.
It's not the worst movie. Like, even if I did like a top 10, this would rank like maybe a 10 or a 9 because it's so lazy.
Yeah, it's...
And again, it was made 3 years ago. If this was released 2 years ago, would it make that big of a difference? I don't know.
No, it wouldn't have.
No, it wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have.
No, it would not. Sonic the Hedgehog was more memorable than this.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog was really good. I really liked that. Jim Carrey was great in that.
I have your chai latte. Thank you. I always like the way you wipe them. With goat milk.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's on for the sequel.
Yes.
Again, Sonic 2. I'd rather be watching that than Jungle Cruise.
Yes. So many things I would rather be watching than Jungle Cruise. That movie was so... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because the more I think about the movie, the more I don't like it. Yeah. You know how sometimes you'll watch a movie and you kind of don't, you're kind of meh about it, but then the more you think about it, the more you like it. I had that with Crimson Peaks, or Crimson Peak.
I didn't like Crimson Peak.
I mean, I didn't really like it at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I grew to like it. This movie, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't mind it, and now the more I'm thinking about it, the more I don't like it.
I've had similar situations too, like Heart Beeps. I did a group watch with Sam and James. We did a whole review on it. You can find my YouTube page. It's just Andy Kaufman and Bernadette Peters as these robots that are going out to the world just to see trees. That's it, and wacky adventures happen.
Oh.
And for days on end, for hours on end, I kept convincing myself, like, no, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. Sam's ranting and raving. James is just bored, stoned out of his mind. Like, oh, like that. I remember waking up the next morning, taking a walk around the park, and just processing in my brain, like, it could have been that bad because Stan Winston's doing the makeup effects. John Williams is doing the score. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. And then when I finished my walk, it snapped in my head and I realized, yeah, that was a really bad movie. When it takes me that long to process how bad a film is, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but skip.
Yeah. I mean, maybe with kids. I don't know.
There's better.
Maybe like little kid. I don't know.
Go show them 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Swiss Family Robinson. If you're that desperate, go for Island at the Top of the World. That has Vikings in it.
Yeah.
It has the plot to Jurassic Park 3, but there's Vikings in it.
Or just have them watch the original Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
Much better movie.
If they're 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Then again, I saw stuff like Terminator 2 and I was like 6 or 7, but I survived.
Yeah.
No. Like, we don't go to these just because we know they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
Even if we have an ounce of a feeling that they're going to be bad, we still want to be good in some
Well,
shape or
I was
form.
hoping it was going to be good. I even remember on our way in, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I bet it's going to be good. And it's like...
Yeah, I had some hope.
Yeah, the disappointment. It's like, wow, that I just wasted 2 hours of my life watching this movie.
You know what the best thing is?
At least I wasted it with you.
But you know what the best thing is?
What?
You didn't pay for the tickets.
Yeah, but I paid for the snacks.
Let's leave it at Statler and Waldorf.
It was awful.
But you know what it really is?
What?
The video I saved for my colonoscopy! Statler and Waldorf jokes better than Jungle Cruise.
Yes, much better.
Uh,
Even the bear is more entertaining than this film.
What are you talking about? He slaves away writing jokes every week.
At least he's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, when he fails. See ya.